If you want your salon to make good profit, to keep busy, and to make sure that your staff get paid good wages and yourself, then you've got to make sure your weeks are consistent. Most salon owners have a good week and a poor week and a good week and a poor week. And the reality of that is you can't sustain that because all the money that you've earned in your good week suddenly disappears when you get a bad week. And most salon owners that I know are way too busy. So they end up having a really busy week. They're working really hard, getting tired. They forget all about their marketing. And then next week they look ahead and they go, damn, we're quiet. We've got gaps everywhere. So they start doing some marketing again. Then the week after that, they get busy because they've done some marketing, and up and down the roller coaster it goes. What has to happen is you've got to make sure we can maintain marketing even when we're busy. But that's really difficult because I know most of you are behind the chair or most of you are working in and on the business, and it's so difficult to maintain all the things that you need to do. I truly believe that the number one thing to find clients in your salon, and I like to do this a bit of a hack, is who is the biggest referrer of salons in the world? Google. Like right now, people type into Google My Business, balayage near me, nails near me, award-winning salon near me, best colorist near me. And Google is giving the top three answers away. And the question is, are you one of them in your area? Now, I've helped many salon owners looking after their Google My Business to take their gappy days into fully booked without them nagging their team or handing out business cards and getting them the clients to refer them. Them days are gone. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can get your salon to #1 in Google to make sure Google decides that you are the preferred salon, the best in the area. So why don't I share my screen and go in and get some training on this. So grab a pen, grab a paper, grab a coffee, and let's dive in and do this. So if you want a busy salon and to be consistent, there are three things that you need to do in your salon every single week. So let's dive in and figure what that is. Now, the first one, of course, is using the biggest referrer in the world to recommend you Google. Now, right now, there are people out there that are typing into Google, best hair salon near me, and are you showing up or are you not? So the Google My Business, which is your Google business listing profile, is one of the fastest growing way to get clients right now. So anyone who types in hair near me, salon near me, balayage near me, colorist near me, etc., Google is going to show them the top three. And there's a few things you need. You've got to make sure your keywording is right, your services are right. You've got to make sure that you've got things on there that Google recommend. You've got to make sure you're posting on there on a regular basis. One of the things that pushes that up is reviews. You've got to make sure that you're asking all your clients to review. Maybe you need a QR code on your desk to make sure that you get some reviews. And you've got to make sure that your reviews are going higher and higher. Because if I was Google, or if you was Google, and someone says to you, hey, Google, I'm looking for a really good hair salon in Aberdeen, who do you recommend? And Google's going to look over here and go, there's a salon here with 1 4-star review, or there's one here with 100 5-star reviews. I'm going to send them to that one because then they're going to trust me and come back and ask me again for the best restaurant next week. So you've got to make sure you've got reviews. Now, one of the things here is Google loves it when you respond. So when you get a Google review, do you actually go in and thank that person in a really nice way within the same day, not next week, to say thank you? Because that's what Google wants. So if you want to get referred by the biggest referrer in the world, then you need to make sure your Google My Business is A1. You've got to make sure you're asking for reviews, and you've got to make sure you are responding in a super timely manner. And then Google's going to go, these are pretty good. We implemented this in a salon, Susie's salon, and she has over 100 new clients come into her salon every single month. She is ranked high. She is getting reviews every single day, and Google is now her main referrer. She doesn't need to do an awful lot on social media. Doesn't really need to do an awful lot on marketing. They are just coming in, and it does not stop because she's put a bit of effort in, and away she goes. We've been looking after Susie's Google now for over a year, working on a Google My Business, working on her reviews and working on responding on her behalf. So Susie doesn't really do a lot. Susie doesn't do a lot at all. She's just dropped it in. I'm not sure if you were aware that we built something for salon owners called SAAMM, a Salon AI Automation Management Machine. It was built for managers to manage the back end of your business, stuff that takes time until you can get it done either with automation or with AI. And because we did this, because it's a very manual task to make sure your Google My Business is done every single time, make sure you're posting on it, put it in your diary for 6 months later to make sure you can do it again. And the reality of this is she's just set and forget, and suddenly Google says she is the #1 person in her town. The next place to put a bit of effort and work in if you want to keep your salon really busy is AI. Now, I know you're probably thinking, hey, Rich, I'm tired of AI, or I don't like the way AI is killing the planet. To be truthful, AI is going to be here for a long time. AI is as big as the internet. It is going to change the way we work forever. It is going to get better and better. I remember going to a conference 3 years ago to learn some stuff that was outdated in 6 months. It is going so fast. It is unbelievable. One day everyone will have an AI agent either in their house or helping them do manual chores. And that's why we built AI into SAAMM. Now, you don't need SAAMM to do all this stuff. You can still do it manually. So I'm going to show you how to do that both ways. But why would you? So AI, 3 ways make sure that AI works for you. The first thing is AI, believe it or not, when you type into AI, it goes to Google and then it looks through Google, sifts through the whole lot so you don't have to, and brings it back with the answer. So these are all linked, believe it or not. AI is the way to go. We've actually got a client, Claire from Boss. She actually gets her clients from ChatGPT now. People type in head spas in her area and it comes up with this her salon being the best there is. AI is moving so fast. You want to make sure you're ahead of that. Think about when Instagram and Facebook came out. Some of these people were really the early adopters. I wasn't one of them. And they've got 100,000 followers already because they were ahead of the game. That's us now. We got a chance to make sure that our salons are the ones that's actually recommending us as opposed to other people. So right now you might think it's such a future problem away. But we are months away from this costing your salon big time because if other salons start building AI foundations in your town, then the reality of that is you've missed the boat already. The second one, of course, is your website. If you spend AI is going to your website or scour your website, it's looking how long do people spend on that website. Do they spend an awful lot of time on there or not? So you got to make sure your website is AI. Again, Google works on that. And then, of course, the next one, of course, after that is Q&A. We've been coaching now for about 2 years that you need to have some form of Q&A on your website, questions that people ask and answers. And the reality of that is clients go to your website for one reason. They want to find something out. And that's why we built a chatbot that is branded, which we use with SAAMM, and we pop it on your website. So when clients go to your website, it does multiple things. One, clients can ask it questions and it gives it answers speaking like you. A win. It makes you look so professional compared to the rest of the people in your town. Two, it keeps the clients on your site. Did you know that the average person spends 3 seconds on a website? Not when they've got a chatbot because they're asking questions. In fact, now when I go to a website and it hasn't got a chatbot, I am jumping off because I just don't want to start looking. I'm lazy like everyone else. I'm just asking a question. And three, the chatbot is your employee. So guess who it's going to promote? So if it went to that chatbot and asked about color, it's selling your color, your stylist, and it even sends off your booking link. So making sure AI works for you and not against you. And the third one, of course, you're probably doing some of this. Most salon owners spend a lot of time here, social media. Now, the reality of this is you're going to have to start posting and doing some work on social media. You probably already are. There's some things that you're probably doing. You're probably putting pics on there of your work to go, hey, we're really good at balayage. Here is our work. Fair enough, not a problem with that. You're probably putting out some pics. You're probably sending some proof. But one of the main things that works is a testimonial. This is somebody that's saying you're good. What we decided to do in SAAMM, you can do this, I know some people do this manually, but why would you? Is that their reviews that comes through, we turn them into a testimonial. So picture this, you get 3 reviews this week. SAAMM turns them reviews into a testimonial and sends it out to Instagram and Facebook on a Monday morning saying, look what people are saying about us. So can you imagine if we can get all these things working in our salon, then for us, it means that if we can do Google My Business, if we can do Google reviews, and if we can respond in a timely manner, then there's a really good chance that Google's going to say, this is a really good salon, do you want to go there? And there's thousands of people in your town that are literally searching every single day. And of course, if we can make sure that your Google's okay and your website does what it says and the Q&A gets answered with a chatbot, then we know we've got AI covered because it's going to go to Google, which we've already took over, and it's going to go to your chatbot and it's going to figure all that out. And then, of course, your social media, of course, if you turn into testimonials, then there's a good chance that your salon is going to be recommended. And of course, you're going to be working on the proofs and the pictures. So something you have to do that we don't do at the moment. But if we can do anything that's not manual, that has to be absolutely brilliant. So to me, they are the key areas right now, key areas to grow your business. Now, for us, there are two ways that you used to grow your business. First of all, there is the old way. And this doesn't work as much as it did. So in the olden days, we used to do something called a 9-pack. You might still do this. We used to give a recommend a friend card to a client and say, would you pass this on to your friends if they like your hair, please? We'll give you £10 off. We called it a 9-pack, but there you go. So that's a recommend a friend card. Most people these day and age find it really difficult handing cards out for you. So it doesn't tend to happen too much. We run at about 80% in our salons of being referraled. So instead of doing one person handing out one card to one person, what about if we had one person ask Google and Google sends your link to thousands and hundreds of people every single week? And I think I would rather spend my energy, time, and money on a new way, knowing full well that the person goes to Google and asks this question, and there's hundreds of people in my hometown doing this, as opposed to nagging my team, and then my team eventually, even though they hate me, give this card to a client. Then we're hoping that this client puts the card in a handbag, and one day she might pull it out and give it to one of her friends, and that friend eventually might come in, but she's not even looking for a new hairdresser yet. But we know the new way, someone's gone somewhere and that's the biggest referrer of all time. Can you tell me who's the best in town? And it does. Now, to me, that is something that is pretty epic. Now, I'll tell you one thing I think worked really quite well here is what I might do is I might just slot in here now and show you exactly how we do it, maybe do a manual version and then show you maybe do you a SAAMM version to see how quick that is. So here is a Google profile checklist. So if you want to go work your way through this, I shall give you in a link below to grab access to this checklist. All you need to do is work on, make sure my company name is correct, make sure my business category, my services, and just work your way through the list, who's going to do it and the date they did it, because at least then you know it's all been done. Work your way through here, sections 1 to 6, and that'll make sure your Google My Business is done. By going through this list, it'll make sure that your Google My Business profile has been sorted out. And then what you need to do after that is, I need to share my screen. I'm better doodling. There we go. So Google My Business, we're going to do that with a list. Second, you're going to ask your clients for reviews. So maybe a QR code on your desk or get your clients, your staff to ask. Now, also once they've asked, you want to make sure you respond. So make sure within the same day, you need to put a response together. Yep, and you need to type that back to Google if you possibly can. You need to go to your website. You need to put yourself a Q&A section on there to make sure that if clients come, they spend a bit longer on there as possible. You then also want to do testimonials, which means once you've got your review has come through, you're going to convert that, maybe use Canva, and then you'll convert that and send that out to your social media posts. So if you do that, it's a good chance that you're covering, I'm getting more reviews, I'm responding to reviews, I put a Q&A on my website, I'm turning the testimonials, the reviews into testimonials and sending it out to my social media posts. And also I'm literally working on my Google My Business list. And that means that I can work on that every 6 months to make sure that I'm up there with Google. Now, if you do that on a regular basis, which is almost like a bi-daily basis, to be honest with you, hopefully, if your reviews are coming through, then you are going to be one of the top 3 people that Google, the #1 referrer, is going to choose in your town. Now, I also want to share with you what we do to salon owners, because I know some of you are interested in that. So I'm going to share this if I can. Let me dive into here and go to reputation. So in here, for example, we have got set up so we ask reviews on behalf of our clients, we send them out, and then when they come back, we respond in the same day. You'll see here, if I can, let's get to reviews. Let's go for this particular salon. You can see this is June the 25th. We are June the 26th today. Looking on this, you can see this particular person received an excellent service from Shannon, and then AI, which we have built in, responding on the behalf of that as well as it goes through, which is fantastic. On here, of course, I don't know why that says December the 5th, because it shouldn't, 2025. Like you see here, we've got one on June the 24th, respond on June the 24th later on. We've got a little gap through there. Thank you, Kaylee. And then thank you, Liz. We're delighted Kaylee could help you. And we've done this. You can see here the 24th, 17th, 17th, 13th, 13th, 12th. We're getting roughly about 5 a week coming through, which is fantastic. Currently on 314 reviews as we go through here, which is absolutely brilliant. This is all set up. Now, what happens is that this now takes care of that. Now, also, if we go to marketing, you'll see in here, if I go to content, into reviews, what we've done here, I'm going to edit this and hopefully not mess it up as I go through. Once a 4 stars and above comes through, we send it to Facebook, and it comes in from Facebook or to Google. We send it out to Instagram and to Facebook. We do 2 posts and we send them out every single Monday, and they look like this. So we just put the initials in instead of their full name. You can make this is all branded, of course. And let me get out of here. And you should see, if I go into Planner, you can see that these all went out on June the 22nd. That was this one. And this went out saying, Jasmine has done an amazing job. She is talented. Thank you. And that's what the client wrote as it came through. It went straight out to her stories, that did. And I think this one would have gone to Reels, as you can see. So automatically, it's looking after a Google My Business, it's getting more reviews, and it's sending it out onto social media. I do want to go into here, and let's start a new chat. This is the Salon. It's got a chatbot in there. Let's close it down. It looks a bit like this. It should have. Let me refresh it because I've been on here this morning. Did a video very similar to this, but forgot to press record. Oh, damn. So here we go. This is the chatbot. Let's start a new chat because it knows I'm here. How much is Biab nails? Yep. This is a beauty salon course. You can welcome to the Nail Beauty Lounge. The chatbot is thinking like it's a real person. We haven't wished too quickly. It'll take a couple of seconds to get through. And hopefully it'll help me and tell me how much Biab nails are. Of course, Google's now thinking that I'm on this website and I'm on there for a long time. Biab is 43. If you choose a trainee, it's 22. Both options add strength. Great, love that. Can I book? It's going to say no, because I know it is, because I built it. Because we don't want to connect it to your website, because we don't want people taking control too much. You'll see in a second. It's going to go, no, you can't book, but I can give you a booking link. Here it is. Fantastic. There you go. And nope, thank you. Now, the reality of this is most people stay on websites for about 3 seconds. We've been on here now for 12, 4 times as long as anyone else. What's it actually saying? It's saying that to Google, hey, people are interested in this site because they spend a bit of time on here. If I click this link and go and do an activity, Google's going to say, hey, someone clicked this link and went and did something else on the site. So it's telling Google everything it needs to do. So what I want to do is I want to share with you, again, if I possibly can, just to push this home. Now, the stats at the moment, new client retention is 17%. And your current clients is about 76%. So that means any one time, we have 24% of regulars looking for a new salon. And for new clients, the retention rate, 83% are still looking. So we know that clients are moving around every single day. And every single day, when this person is left a salon, they're going looking. The number one search in the whole world is Google right now. It's going to be very close with AI very shortly. But at the moment, it's Google. We're going to have both covered. When they go to Google, Google is going to recommend 1, 2, 3 salons in your area. Are you one of the 3? Because if you're not, you are the best kept secret in town, and the number one referrer in the whole wide world is not even mentioning your name. And that's why we have to go and do Google My Business. We have to do testimonials. We have to ask for reviews. We have to respond to reviews. And we have to have some active chatbot on our websites. This is huge. If you want consistency, this has to get done. Now, I've showed you the automation that we do, and we've showed you the manual way to do this. And you get to choose which one is best for you. So if we know there's so many clients out there looking at the moment and they need to choose you, we need to think about the steps of that. So this particular client has left a salon for whatever reason. They go to Google and they get offered 1, 2, and 3 people. Then what they're going to do is they're going to check them out. You know they're going to check out the reviews. You know they can look at the pictures. You know they're going to go to social media. You know they're going to go to their website. We all do it. Think about when you go to a restaurant. If you're going to go to a restaurant, with one of your best friends and you want to really go somewhere nice, you're going to Google best restaurant near me, maybe a best Italian. Once you've got there, you're going to look at the 3 and go, who's got the most reviews? Let me just check this one out. Let me check this one out. And what are you looking at? You're looking at the decor. You're looking at the pricing. You're looking at the wording. You've gone to their website. You're trying to build a picture and then you choose one. And that's what we're trying to do at the moment. We're trying to get you chosen. After that, I hope you're good enough to keep them. And I think you probably are. I think your problem is you're not getting noticed. So right now you have a choice. You can do it manually. You can lock it in like we said, or you can get SAAMM, the Salon AI automation management machine that is built for salon owners to do this. You want to know how much it costs? There's a button down here that will tell you a bit more about it. It's going to cost you less than a cup of coffee to make sure that you get the Google My Business, Google website, AI, all looked after. If you want to check out what SAAMM coaching does, there's also a button there, because what I've just showed you today is only 1/12 of what SAAMM does to make salon owners money. And somewhere up here, there'll be a video that Google's going to recommend that should be good for you as well. Until then, see you soon.